Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. Here in American Voices, we celebrate all that this country has to offer. So after hearing about people who do wonderful things, we also want to celebrate the land. So each week we invite authors and artists to talk about a favorite place in the country. This time we hear from Julie Zickefoose on her favorite sound. And her book is called Saving Jemima, Life and Love with a Hard Luck J. Here's Julie Zickefoose.
This is Julie Zickefoose, and my favorite sound is the song and dance of the American woodcock. I love it so much that I actually suit up, put on coat and gloves and hat, and go out every evening in the early spring to hear it. Its bill is about 3 inches long, and it has these great big black eyes that sit up high on its head. So if you can imagine a sweet potato with a pencil stuck in front and giant black eyes and very short little legs, that's an American woodcock. The woodcock makes a sound that sounds rude. It's like a little raspberry sound. It's called the peent. It's kind of like, eep. What you do is when you hear the bird peenting, you stop where you are and you let him finish peenting. And then when he takes off for the flight, you hurry to where he was peenting. And while he's busy flying, you're kind of tiptoeing, like a thief, to the spot where he left. And you're hoping that when he comes down, he'll be right next to you. Yeah, so you can hear this entire display. And that's the important thing is that you freeze. Whenever the woodcock is on the ground and looking, you have to freeze and make sure he doesn't see you and get frightened off. And that's the challenge for me as a naturalist. I don't want to watch any animal that's aware I'm there and is frightened by me. I want to see an animal do what it would do if I weren't there. So there's a bit of skill involved in concealing yourself and being still and not laughing when it goes meep in front of you. I go out just to see them and just to hear them. And depending on the temperature, I'll put on, layers. But sometimes you get these magical nights where it's warm and the spring peepers are going in the background and there's rustlings in the leaves and you're out there. I mean, I sit out there listening to this concerto from this odd little bird with the spring peeper frogs singing in the background. And there's just almost nothing I love more than this nightly ritual of going to visit the woodcock. I don't have to set an alarm because all I have to do is glance out the window and I know how dark it's getting. And so, but I'll look out and I'll say, yes, the time is right. And I go out. When I'm stalking the woodcock, I have to get up and I have to run very quickly from spot to spot, depending on where the woodcock is coming down after his dance. So I may run, 100 yards to get to the next spot where I'm thinking he'll come down next. So I like to dress in earth tones and sometimes like I'll put on black pants and I'll put on a straw colored Carhartt coat so that I blend in better. And I tuck myself into the vegetation in the edge of the field. And there is no feeling better than when you've guessed it right and this woodcock is tumbling down through the sky and he starts his long plane in with fluttering wings and you realize he's going to land right in front of you, like practically at your feet. There's just nothing like it. So that's what keeps me doing it. I can only describe stalking woodcocks as like going to spring church in the woods because there is the beautiful liturgy, of this bird's song. Those are the hymns. And the frog song behind it is the heavenly chorus, I guess. And so it's a reverent feeling when I'm out there with them. I'm participating in something as an observer only, and I get to watch, and it happens in my own field, which is just so wonderful. And when I come back into the house, if I'm smart, I will have started dinner and it'll be in the oven. And then I come in and there's this wonderful dinner smell and somebody made dinner for me and how wonderful. And I get to sit down to a meal feeling sort of cleansed and reflective and happy that this little bird is out there dancing his dance and all's right with the world. It's like theater. And then it's like theater and dinner. It's great. That was very cool. He landed 2 feet from me. Woke up a white-throated sparrow. And now there's a second woodcock calling.
Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.